Do you see Kira? She's so mad at me. I need to switch chairs. Hold on. This chair's loud. Ugh. Kira, come up here. Come up here. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah! Kira! Alright. Hello! It's the 12th update to my Pan That / Those palette / eyeshadows. Welcome. Hello. I'm gonna do this for as long as Kira wants to, honestly. Kira's cute. She's my baby. And also, she's been super needy lately because Super needy lady? She's been a super needy lady lately because I've been super busy. The semester is ending in a few weeks and I've had finals. I've been stressed a lot because my laptop broke. And so this video will probably be a couple days late. I'm waiting for my laptop to arrive. It's been a whole mess. I'm not gonna go into it. But welcome. This is my last update for the year. Okay, bye Kira, you wanna go? Bye. In December, I'll probably have 2 videos that are related to my panning project. And one will be me putting together my Pan That palette. It's not gonna be a pre-made palette. I've decided after much thought that my Pan That palette will not be a palette. It'll be a palette that I put together. So I'll probably do a video of me putting together my Pan That palette and also breaking apart and oh my god, I always forget this word. And when you
Have you ever had a dream?
when you insert the meme of that cute little boy that can't say his words, it's when you crush the eyeshadow powder and you put the alcohol in it and then you I'm not even playing it up. I don't remember what that word is, and it's happened before. It's just a word that for some reason my brain cannot grasp. Repanning, repressing an eyeshadow. Repressing? Let's go. Let's just dive in. Brown sugar. This is my last update. I'm done with brown sugar. It's been nice, but I'm ready to move on to a new challenge and new eyeshadow. Kira's right next to me if you hear her. So if you remember, I'll put it up right now. This is my palette. Let me pop Wiggles out. Wiggles is just in as a stand-in shadow for something that's similar to Chai, which I already finished completely. So this is my palette, and I will show a picture kind of comparing the pan sizes. And I'll show the tally. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, I'll put Wiggles back in. But yeah, if you've been following along, you know that I've added product from other eyeshadows into this pan, that pan, and that pan. So all of these are true to their pan size. It took me a year to get these pans. It took me about a year to get those pans right there, those 5 pans. But these pans I've added in product because I had hit pan early in my project and I wanted to challenge myself. Next year I won't do that. I already know I don't want to add more product in the middle of my project because it's I could have finished this probably if I didn't add more product in, and that would have been so cool to be able to say I finished 2 pans completely. Next year I'll try to avoid the compulsion to add more product in, even though after I've hit pan. But my main goal since the beginning of this project was to hit pan on all of the shadows in here, and I definitely did that. I will be repressing quite a few of these shadows. The only thing to update is that this cracked, and that's why you see a chunk of this that fell out. I did save it and I was crushing it in the pan and using it, but some of it did eventually fall out because I forgot one day that there was chunks of eyeshadow being loosey-goosey in here. So I did use some of that stuff that fell out, but not all of it. I'm pretty sure I expanded the pan of this shadow and amber and henna. There's a look that I did with Sauté. I just did a normal neutral look. I used the silver in my Pando's eyeshadows as like the center of my eyelid. You can barely tell, but the silver brought out the silveriness of Sauté. After doing this whole project, and I'll probably mention it again, after doing this whole project, I think I realized that my favorite shadow in this palette is Sauté, and I really don't want to finish it. My favorites are probably Sauté, Amber, and Jamocha, for sure. But yeah, that's my brown sugar all done, thankfully. I sipped some coffee, and I need to make sure I'm glossed up, bitches. Okay, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch. I'm gonna try my glass. We're going to move on to my Pando's eyeshadows side of the project, and let's begin as we normally do with the shadows that I use the least. Coming in last place is no surprise probably for a lot of you. It's from Berries and Cream, and it's the Blueberry Muffin shadow. I experimented a little bit, okay? I'll show experimental look. Okay, don't be mad. I used it 4 times. You can see there's no pan. What? No pan? Yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise. It just came in last month, I think. But I did wear away the DC a little bit. Oh, I think I did. Yeah, that experimental look, I mixed it with shiny objects, which was really cool and really pretty to me. Like, I liked mixing silvers and blues together. Like, that was fun. The next shadow I used the least comes from the main Squeeze palette, and it is Red Bottoms. But look, woo! I hit pan. Isn't that exciting? I hit pan on Red Bottoms after 4 uses in November, and I hit pan pretty early on actually, on November 10th. So wowie wow. Now we have 2 pans in this palette. So I hit pan after 4 uses, but I used it 5 times last month. The total uses to hit pan was 36 uses, but I used it 37 times. But that, whatever. It's turning out that for ColourPop mattes, it's roughly around 40 uses that I have to do until I hit pan. Before I keep going, there's a video I did. There's a get ready with me where I'm using all my Pando's eyeshadows in the same look. And I tried to do a look, and I think it turned out pretty well. I liked all these eyeshadows together, so. But yeah, that's Red Bottoms. I love you. Bye. The other eyeshadow I used 6 times was from my Strawberry Dream palette, and it's Strawberry Moon that I only used 6 times. You can see that there is no pan. I love that shadow. What you can see is that I wore away the stars in the center, which makes me kind of sad actually. Strawberry Moon is a very beautiful shadow. I'm glad that even though I only used it 6 times, this project made me use it probably as much as I had in the past. It made me think I need to use these mattes more because when I reach for this palette, I often am reaching for these beautiful shimmers. I did do a look where Strawberry Moon was deepening out my outer corner, but I used Skyline and Cloudy and Sweet Dream. And I don't remember what else, but yeah, like, I definitely want to use these mattes more, even though it's going to break my heart when I wear away the stars. The next shadow, this is the shadow I use the 3rd most. I used it 7 times, and it is from my Morphe Such a Gem palette, and it's Shiny Objects, which also rolled in last month, as well as Strawberry Dream. Strawberry Dream rolled in last month, and also Blueberry Muffin. and Shiny Objects rolled in last month. You can see there's like wear and tear going on right now. And Shiny Object is actually the only shadow from my Pan Those Eyeshadows on my eyes right now. I have Henna from Brown Sugar deepening out my outer corner. And Shockwave, an old shadow from my Pan Those Eyeshadows. Shockwave, if you remember from this palette, is in my inner corner right now. And Shiny Objects is spread out over my lid. And this shadow is in the center, the top of my lid. And like, and other shadows, whatever. Verminger's on my brow bone, and a depotted shadow from Subculture, which is right there, is my transition. Just so you know, I guess. In the video where I did all my Pan Those Eyeshadows together in one look, that was the first time I had used Shiny Objects, and I think first impressions were not good because it is very flaky, but now I just kind of make sure that I use my finger a lot with it, and I make sure there's no flakes on my fingers, and that I actually press down really well when I'm using my finger. And it still flakes off, but it's actually pretty easy to wipe away. Now I'm just like, are there flakes? Shiny Objects is great, and I actually wanted to use more of the silvers in this palette. It was really nice to get used to Shiny Objects. What next? Coffee's next. Hey. So the next shadow, this is the one I use the second most. It's Work It from the Sweet Talk palette. And this is actually surprising to me. After 8 uses, I hit pan. 8 uses this past month. How many uses in total? I hit pan on November 24th after 39 uses in total. So again, going with that theory that ColourPop mattes take roughly 40 uses to hit pan on for me. This is a shadow also that's pretty powdery, and I use all over my eyelid, but still 40 uses for a powdery all over the eyelid shadow is kind of like crazy to me, like that it took so long. But what happened was I was looking at the numbers, remembering it usually takes me about 40 uses to hit pan on a ColourPop matte, and I was like, I'm actually close to that number. I think if I keep using it, I could hit pan. So I did that. And at first I debated not doing it, not hitting pan intentionally, just in case I rolled this shadow in my project next year so I could have like a gimme shadow, like a really easy peasy shadow. But I was like, that's lame. I like this shadow. I like it's mustardy yellow, and I used it in yellowy looks and orangey yellowy looks. So this was nice to have around, but I am glad that I hit pan on it, even though it's a little baby pan. Our last shadow comes from the Tribe palette. I have made it so, the cover's so messy, and it's like really sad because I really love like this artwork on the Tribe palette. This is Tribe palette by Juvia's Place, and the shadow I use the most, which actually surprises me when I'm looking at all the I'm just realizing that like I have a run in my uses. I have a run. I use the blueberry. Oh, let me look. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't try to do that. That's amazing to me. Okay. Anyways, the last shadow and the one I use the most 9 times is Curla, which is it's a beautiful shadow. The only thing I could say against Curla is that it does tend to crease on me pretty quickly. I love the color of it, and I love that I got to have more use with it. I like that I can see like a little dip, and I see a dip here and a dip here and a pan here, and it does make me happy. Even though it's like so superficial, it does make me happy seeing more use out of one of my older palettes. I want to get more use on this in general, just because there's so much product in here, and I do love some of these shadows. I'm gonna mention it now as well, I think, instead of waiting. For part of this like panning my eyeshadows project, I was showing you guys a bronzer I had hit pan on that I was super excited about and everything. And I think I'm gonna also show you a bronzer. I'm not gonna do like a whole Project Pan video. That's just too much. Like I've said, for me, I like to be creative in other areas of my face. Like if I'm going to be restricted on eyeshadow, I want to be able to choose my own blush and highlighter and everything. But the thing about bronzer is that it's not that much, it's not that fun. Bronzer isn't that fun. When you get a good bronzer, it's great, but it's not that fun of a thing. So I also kind of want to keep showing a bronzer still as like a bonus thing at the end where, you know, if you care, keep watching or whatever. But I've decided, I think, on the bronzer because last I talked to you, I only have like 4 or 5 bronzers. I was just trying to decide which one I want to focus on next, and I think I figured it out for the winter time, and that is the bronzer from my Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm face palette. Glowgasm. I've decided to focus on the bronzer in the Glowgasm face palette, one of the worst names I feel like, but you can already see, I've used it before, but I can already see much more wear on this. I got this sent to me on accident from Sephora. Very grateful. What the heck? That's a great accident for me to happen. And I looked into the product more, and there's a light and a deep version of this palette, and I got the deep version. I'll put up a picture of the light versus the deep. I'll look into that. And you can tell, like, I have really good use on everything pretty much. I do love this palette, but it does blow my mind that this bronzer is in the deep version of the palette because, as you can see, I am white. It's a good bronzer. It builds up. I really like it. But it takes a lot of building up. Like I have to really like brush my brush. I really have to put my brush in there and like pow pow. I know in the summertime when I do tan a little bit more that this won't show up as much on my skin when I'm a little bit more tan. It's showing up now because I'm paling out. So those two factors, right? I'm white and I tend towards the fair end. And it's the winter time for this fair white lady. And this is in the deep palette. Anyways, what the heck? I'm gonna move on because I need to do homework. But that's my project. This is the end of this year's project. It's not the end because I still have 2 videos to do, but this is the end. No more update. I couldn't randomly re-roll new shadows in. So, bye. I hope that you're being safe, mentally and physically, okay? And I hope that you're supporting human rights and not forgetting about the Black Lives Matter movement. Please don't forget about the struggles of others. Thanks everyone for commenting and liking when you feel the need to. It means a lot to me. I like talking to everyone. And I hope you're doing great. And I already said that, but I really do hope you're doing great. This past month was probably the worst month I've ever had. But it's also... She's bringing a toy. Oh my god. But it was also, like, I think this past month was the most highs, like, was incredible highs and incredible lows, you know? What time is it? Anyways, I'm gonna go, and I hope everything's great. And I love you. I don't love you, because I don't know you, but you seem like great people. Bye! Goodbye! Bye.